Hi everyone, it's Exo-Man, and today I want to talk briefly about a product that I have been using for several years that I didn't know that much about, and I kind of wish that I had. Normally I like to really be knowledgeable about especially things that I consume. But one of these products that I didn't pay enough attention to, it just seemed innocuous. It didn't seem, and that's part of my problem today, is it just didn't seem like one of those things I would have to worry about or concern myself with. But I wish I had. Like I say, we've been consuming it for several years, and I just didn't focus on it enough. And what the product is this almond milk stuff. It is. It's not necessarily this brand. There are several companies that produce this, but it's all pretty much run-of-the-mill. It's pretty much all the same, standard. But what I didn't really think about that almond milk when my wife was bringing us home. And what we use this for is for like protein shakes, an alternative to milk. It just sounded like a healthy alternative to just pouring a bunch of milk in our shakes, and it seemed healthy. But what I didn't do is really research it, and I did so recently finally when I went out and bought a container. Yeah, my wife usually buys this stuff and I hadn't. I guess probably I wasn't making shakes as much as she was. She was more enthusiastic about that, so I kind of got into the shakes, and I finally said, well, let me learn about this. First things first, I read the ingredients. And it kind of was what I was thinking, when I got suspicious. I thought, that doesn't seem right. I know my pigs have teats, and my goats have teats, and my dogs have teats, but almonds don't usually have teats and wouldn't produce milk, I would think. And then I thought, well, what did you squeeze the almonds and get some kind of milky substance in there? I thought, maybe that doesn't sound right either. Do you blend them up? Anyway. I didn't really imagine or expect that this was full of almonds, all 100% almond, but I thought it would be, according to the label, almond milk, which would lead me, and look at all the almonds, which would lead me to believe that this product is, a large portion of it is almonds. That's not true. It's not even close to being true. What the reality is the ingredients, let me read the ingredients. Ingredients: almond milk, and then parenthetically it says filtered water and almonds. That's what almond milk means to them. So how many almonds? How much almond? They won't tell you. Sea salt, natural flavors, and there's a couple of gums listed on here, like locust bean gum, and sunflower lecithin, and that's it. So next step, I did some research. And this is just a couple of days ago. This is August 2015, and I finally got off my can and started researching the stuff that I've been drinking. In reality, I haven't had that much of it. I've been drinking, over the past few years, but not religiously. So in my research, I found that not only were my suspicions confirmed that this is just basically a package of mostly water, but there's a class action lawsuit against Blue Diamond. I believe it's called Almond Breeze. That's right, there's a class action lawsuit. And there's a lot of reasons, when you think about it, that people might be kind of pissed off that they're not buying what they thought they were, and that is false advertising, okay? It turns out that these are about 2% almond material, 2%. 64 ounces, you're getting about, 60 ounces of water. So you're buying a container of water with a little almond squirt in there. Some people will defend that and say, what's wrong with you people getting so pissed off? Did you expect that you were getting an 8-ounce glass of almond juice, of actual almonds, every time you poured a glass of this stuff? That's a kind of, pardon me, but that's a kind of stupid thing to say, because no, I don't really want 8 ounces of almonds per glass of juice, but I would like to have this be mostly almond and adjust accordingly. not use as much, or it could be very concentrated. I could have maybe an 8-ounce container of highly concentrated almond whatever, milk, almond liquid, almond tincture, whatever you want to call it. But if I'm paying $4 for $8 a gallon essentially, I want it to be more of what I think I'm paying for. So it turns out, yeah, that there's about, the first guess was about a handful of almonds, and now it's less than that. They're saying it's about 2%. So it's ridiculous to argue with somebody, well, you don't want 8 ounces of almonds. Well, if I'm paying for 8 ounces of almonds, I want 8 ounces, and then I'll use according to my recipe. And I'll get my own water out of either my tap or my filter or my alkaline generator. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that because, like me, you might not have known, and you might be a big consumer of this stuff. And think about the logistics when you're moving around water. You're selling this stuff to stores as almond milk, and stores are, yeah, it's good for some industries. I must admit, trucking around thousands and thousands of pounds of this, or tons of this stuff, people are spending a lot of money. It takes up a lot of space. You're buying mostly packaging and water when you could be buying a lot of your money spent goes to packaging. Remember that. You could be buying much smaller packaging and getting much, 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 much more bang for your buck if this was packaged fairly and it was not falsely advertised. So I just wanted to point that out and share that with you, and please feel free to leave your comments below about the product. You don't need to leave comments about me, which I know a lot of you like to do. If you have a different opinion, make it an opinion about the product, but please share your opinion below. And if you know something I don't know about it, I'd like to hear it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.